What is the deal? It's your boy Q, Codis Q. That's the art. Thank you. You already know what's going on. It's the TTP reactions. And your boy feeling a little slizzy. Hey, come on, shout out Cash Cobain. But guess what? We are here. Episode, I don't know, what's this, 17? Hey, look, I told you on the last one, I don't even remember no more. And it's all right, though. But guess what? I'm going to get it back, though, because I want to say it. But look, guess what? We going to learn today about some of these one-hit wonders. I know my boy Patrick CC. I'm not saying he's my boy, but I love watching this content. And he be having some good takes. So, sorry. We going to learn about some one-hit wonders, what they went through, the good, the bad ones, and see what they really, what's happening in their life. Because some of them it's been bad, and we've seen. And some of them it's been good. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so we just going to see what's popping. Because I feel like it's been some one-hit wonders out here in these different genres. You know what I'm saying? And they popping song. Woo! I'm like, nigga. And then they either might drop some shit in the whole, like they might drop an album, EP, another song, and them other songs either might hit or not. But if they drop a whole album, and sometimes, most of the time, because obviously we're going to be talking about the one-hit wonders, right? They don't drop a good album. They don't have a good follow-up after that fire-ass song they just dropped. So, we're going to see, man. We going to talk to my boy Patrick CC.
These artists thought that one hit record would change their lives for the better. Little did they know it would actually make their lives much harder. The music industry is brutal, and hit songs create expectations that most artists can never live up to. So today we're going to look at the dark reality of going from a nobody to world famous overnight, and how almost all of them ended in disaster.
Let me rewind it back
starting with Gotye, and hit songs create expectations that most artists can never live up to. So today we're going to look at the dark reality of going from a nobody to world famous overnight, and how almost all of them ended in disaster. Starting with Gotye, who went from Billboard #1 to somebody that you used to know. During a hiatus with
Hey, that's a good one right there. But no cap, I was just about to McConan, that boy big as hell. But also, I seen him a couple of times in LA. He ain't even seem like he was like hella like messed up about stuff. Like, honestly, it's good to see artists like, when it's bad for them like that, and especially if they might have seen themselves in a certain light, then it doesn't happen to be like that. Hey, it could be tricky for them, but let's get into it.
His indie pop band, The Basics, Australian songwriter Gotye began working on his third solo album, Making Mirrors. The second lead single, Somebody That I Used to Know, was entirely written and produced by Gotye in his parents' barn. After singer Kimbra laid down the second verse, Gotye knew the song had a lot of potential, but he never could have predicted that he was sitting on a global hit. In the music video,
you wouldn't have known my heart when
so they stand in front of a flat background while their bodies are slowly painted to blend into a geometric mural behind them, like camouflage. The subtle nudity, along with the simple yet striking visual, caused the video to soar into the YouTube algorithm in 2011, quickly becoming the third most liked YouTube video of all time.
453,285. Oh my gosh. An ad
Immediately,
so fast.
You could see that Gotye could care less about the superficial numbers associated with his song.
Who really likes things like, on Facebook or YouTube? Like, people go on about likes and stuff. It's such a
black and mild, by the way, YouTube.
More to people who are 5 years plus younger than I am, but I'm kind of like, I've never liked something that I've actually genuinely liked. I've just actually liked it and talked to my friends about it, or maybe kept it in mind. I haven't kind of gone like.
Right. I'm gonna go ahead.
I actually don't. I don't put any sort of stock in it, really. I mean, I don't know.
Due to countless YouTubers making parody remixes of the track, along with it becoming somewhat of a viral meme, Somebody That I Used to Know topped the charts in more than 20 countries. It held the #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 for 8 weeks. The song sold over 13 million copies globally, and it is certified platinum in over 10 countries, becoming one of the best-selling digital singles ever. And that all led to the 55th Grammy Awards, where they won Record of the Year and Best Pop Duo Performance. The YouTube video, now having over 2.6 billion views, could have earned over $10 million in ad revenue, but he chose not to monetize the video. I'm not interested in selling my music. That's the reason I don't put ads on my YouTube channel, which seems strange to people in today's climate, but that is a decision you can make. Gotye's modesty was almost entirely unheard of in the music industry. He even admitted he was already growing tired of his song. He said, "Sometimes I feel like I'm a bit sick of it. It had an energy that wasn't like anything I've put out before. I don't really feel like it belongs to me anymore. Everybody else kind of owns it now, especially with there being so many cover versions and parodies." He acknowledged that his song was overplayed and saturated to the point of absurdity, where I feel it's an annoying presence in people's lives that they would prefer not to have. However, when he spoke in interviews, he tried to hide his growing contempt.
Bro, what are you talking about? I understand, I don't know. I'm not an artist, so let me take that back. Retract statement. I don't understand. But what I'm going to say is that, bro, they made, when I first got on YouTube, when I was a little nigga, bro, they had the parody to Michael Jackson's Bad. Shout out whoever did that. That is forever stamped in my mind. I swear to God, the parody to Michael Jackson and the dude, I think he get a little fat or something. Dude, funniest shit in the world. Me and my sister used to, oh my gosh, we used to play that back just listening to it. Just like people now, the kids nowadays. That's why it's so crazy, the transformation in this information, social media era. Period, point blank. So it's like, I feel what you're saying, bro, but can we have something the artists need to understand is that that's kind of like a personal take rather than it is your take. Why are you trying to say how we feel? If some of these niggas it's a trend, brother. It's going to go down. What?
For the song.
Are you sick of hearing your own song?
Sometimes it's weird hearing it come on, in different places, especially lots of places in a row, public places. But I don't know. Maybe I haven't heard it that much. I don't get the feeling I've heard it as much as some people have heard it. For instance, in places in the United States where obviously they're so sick of it, they feel compelled to tell me how sick of it they are.
You could feel he wanted to be honest about his love-hate relationship with the fame and attention.
Are you comfortable with all the eyes on you?
I don't know. I think I go back and forth, I guess. Maybe anxious at times or overwhelmed by it or not sure how to process it. And sometimes, say doing big shows or meeting a bunch of people. There might have been different times where that would have been overwhelming.
When asked if he could produce another hit song, Gotye replied, "I don't know. Time will tell. I don't know whether I can or whether I want to." We would later find out that he just simply did not want to, because in 2014 he published a newsletter that stated, "New Gotye music. There will be no new Gotye music." Wait, maybe there will be. I'm not entirely sure right now. There are many contingencies. This is pretty much the exact opposite of what an emerging artist would do after they had a huge hit song. But he made it clear that he wasn't aiming for global pop stardom. He said, "I would take a sort of perverse pleasure in a certain part of the public thinking of me as a one-hit wonder."
They really do leave after the
personal.
Especially in America. I really wish I'd decided at some point. I really did want to do a show where I just played that one song 20 times in a row, just without flinching.
Instead of capitalizing on his fame, Gotye returned to his roots and rejoined his old band with his buddies, the Basics. Since then, the band has released 2 studio albums, The Age of Entitlement in 2015 and Basic in 2019.
Never heard him.
Continuing to perform for small crowds regularly throughout Australia. He also formed an ensemble called the Ondioline Orchestra to celebrate and revive the rare early electronic instrument, the ondioline. The group debuted in 2016 with a tribute concert honoring electronic music producer Jean-Jacques Perry shortly after his passing, and have since performed at festivals and concerts dedicated to the history of electronic music. Gotye today spends his days collecting vintage music instruments and creating whatever he wants, whenever he wants, because he refused to sell his soul to the music industry.
Right there. Hey, you heard it. That's the answer right there. He really didn't want to be one of these industry people that, they start maybe even controlling his music and what he got to put out. He really want to put out stuff that he wants to. And you see, he loves music in his own way. At first, I was like, like why, bro? But I understand, like we as people who are regular people are not in a light like he had been in a light. We ain't gonna understand something like that at all. You know what I'm saying? And I understand the personal, how he felt about stuff, and we can't tell an artist how to feel about their own art. Period. Point blank. So I understand, bro, to a certain extent. But we want some more. We wanted some more of that. You wouldn't have to lose my heart. Wouldn't not something. You have to lose your heart. Remember somebody that I used to know. Somebody. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I used to go crazy off that when I heard it.
Wanting to remove yourself from this industry is common for one-hit wonders, just like I Love McConan. But fans were shocked to see him working as a cook.
Was it?
At a local restaurant, considering he had a massive song with Drake in the 2010s. I Love McConan started as a relatively unknown artist to the public, but was well connected in the Atlanta hip-hop scene, with ties to massive producers like Mike Will Made It, Metro Boomin, Sunny Digital, and 808 Mafia. In the summer of 2014, he released a self-titled EP, which included Got the Club Going Up on a Tuesday.
Hey.
After Miley Cyrus posted his track on Instagram, McConan saw a flood of new listeners.
Boy, what? When that came out, going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the club, she choosing. Boy, we used to go.
And popular music blogs were including his
Stupid.
music on their staff picks for the week lists, describing McConan's voice as incredible. From there, Sunny Digital, who was the esteemed trap producer who made the beat for Tuesday, got a text from Drake.
He's still going out too.
It was him. He used to ask him if he can get on the song with shit, though. And I'm like, man, I don't know why you asking me for. Like, call you right back. Let me call McConan right quick and see what's up now,
Welcome to the new generation of web creation.
McConan is like, of course, like, you know what I'm saying? That's not even a question.
McConan didn't even think twice and was excited for Drake to jump on the remix. On September 1st, 2014, they released the song and it launched up to number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100. McConan.
Why would he not? Like, come on, that's Drake, bro. But like, what I've heard is that he got released from OVO, and we didn't really know. That's kind of, I think, the time he came out and said he was gay. So let's see.
And then signed to Drake's label, OVO Sound, and immediately released his debut album. Being a new rapper with a hit song that featured Drake was a one-way ticket to superstardom. However, for McConan, it was all downhill from here. McConan had a few singles after Tuesday that were doing well online and making the rounds in clubs, such as I Don't Sell Molly No More and I Like To. But then some of his old tweets
I don't sell Molly no more.
surfaced that would sour the relationship between him and Drake. Tweets where McConan called Drake corny and criticized anyone who was a fan of his music. McConan claimed he was simply young, online, and saying wild stuff just to get attention, to get a reaction. As if that wasn't bad enough, 2 months later, McConan claims his Twitter was hacked, where someone made a handful of disparaging tweets, including one that read, F Drake and F OVO for getting on Fetty Wap's remix and leaving me in the cold.
When all that stuff happened with your Twitter account getting hacked, did that stress your relationship with Rihanna and Drake, OVO camp? Because I know a lot of people was trying to say, oh, he's about to get dropped from OVO. Everybody's cool.
Yeah, it's just hackers.
It's just hackers.
You know, it's just the internet. I don't know.
However, just a few weeks after this interview, McConan would start to realize that Drake may not have believed that those tweets were sent by hackers. McConan was supposed to perform with Drake at the 2015 Wireless Festival, but could feel tension between them.
But that's when I knew something was weird. Because when I came out on set, you know, everybody was kind of like, and I started losing weight too, right? Drake had like made a little joke, like, oh, you little Eric Benet looking at me, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, like, ha. And then, like, I just started to feel this vibe, like a little, you know what I mean? Something was said about me, but we not, you know, I don't know. So I'm like, okay. And so then when we go out to do the song, I'm just doing the hook, and I was supposed to go into my verse, they just cut it. And I was like, okay, thanks. You know what I mean? And I just got off stage. But I was like, this is crazy. Like, the crowd is going crazy right now. They going with me. Like, they ready to hear, you know what I'm saying? I was working on it, and they just shut it off. And I was like, all right. So then I left that, and then it just started, you know, it was just like, this is getting weird.
And by the end of 2015, he couldn't hold his tongue anymore. In an interview, he he said that OVO delayed the release of tracks from his second album, saying that he submitted the songs to the label in January to be released for the summer, but they were never released. When he asked whether he still spoke to Drake, he said, "Here and there. By the time this comes out, I'll probably see him 6 more times. Or no more times. I don't know." 4 months later, McConan parted ways with Drake's label, OVO Sound, and then proceeded to drop one of the worst freestyles of all time on the Tim Westwood radio show.
But I swear that this time he said he was
him
gay.
rapping over 3 different Drake beats.
Heard the label said they gon' put the kid on the shelf. That's a motherfucking joke. Boy, don't make me choke. I could freestyle all day and a nigga will not choke.
Not only was the freestyle
Choke
bad,
on what,
he
boy? What the hell? What he talking about? Choke? Wait, hey, hold on, nigga. This
it as him dissing Drake, and as a result, at the 2016 VMAs after party in a New York City nightclub, Drake allegedly threatened McConan.
And so then Drake looked at me. I was like, Drake, what's up? And then he looked at me like, nigga, next time I see you, I'm gonna f you up for talking shit. Whole security, everybody looking like, you know what I mean? They seeing Drake is like disgruntled. He about to, so they all looking like, what's the target? And they see McConan and they're like, huh? Everybody just kind of look confused. Like, I don't know, you know what I mean? That ain't no muscle to go and beat down type shit. Like, you know, bro, look, chill. So they just kind of walked on. And then, you know, I just felt like a lot of, you know, like weird, because Rihanna kind of looked at me and was like, what the f? Like, nigga, this is my night up in this. What the f y'all doing? And I was just like, look, I don't know. I'm gonna just get up out of here.
It was clear that any connection or relationship with Drake was fully destroyed, so McConan decided to just focus on being the most honest version of himself.
Look
In
at that
2017,
picture.
McConan publicly came out as gay, and many speculated that his sexuality played a role in his downfall. He said that previous collaborators wouldn't work with him anymore, and hip-hop's long history of homophobia prevented him from thriving in the industry. Since leaving OVO, he has released several EPs, mixtapes, and 3 studio albums, including a collaborative album with Lil Peep called Diamonds, released in 2023 after Peep's death. He also co-wrote Lil Peep and XXXTentacion's posthumous collaboration, Falling Down. Till this day, McConan is still releasing music consistently, but if I'm gonna be honest, it's just bad. He had a sound that worked in 2014, but 12 years later, he hasn't evolved much. Recently, he went viral after he posted a video of himself working in a restaurant kitchen.
We got all these people out here working, getting this money. You know what I'm saying? If you need me to come guest chef at your motherfucking spot, holla at me. Let me know what city I'm coming through, hooking up. We got the...
Producers, this plugin helps you finish your tracks way faster. Check this out. I'm gonna start with this loop that I made here.
Smash burgers going off tonight.
The internet rushed to tell the story of a fallen rapper who is now working a 9-to-5. But the true story was that a fire had devastated Portland's Burn Money Studios, a hub for local artists where McConan worked, stored merch, and created art. His kitchen shift was a part of a fundraiser to help his community rebuild what they lost. But even if he was working a regular job, there's absolutely no shame in that. These days, McConan says he wants out of the music business. "I never chased a recording career. Music was a way out, but once I saw the politics, the egos, and the fake-ish, I knew this wasn't for me. Respectfully, I want to remove myself." Whether it was self-sabotage, making mediocre music, or a closed-minded industry, the reason behind McConan's downfall is not exactly clear, unlike Desiigner, who...
I'ma just be for real. I don't know if the gay shit was a part of it, but I feel like it had to do with that nigga's downfall for sure. At that time, it wasn't no gay rappers out for real, no niggas, you know. So it's like that it's gonna hurt your shit, especially back in those times. So at the end of the day, much love to McConan. Hopefully he can revamp. I don't think that some of his music that he recently dropped was fire, because ain't nobody heard it. I ain't even seen nobody. No sites, no blog sites, no Instagram posts, no nothing of that. You know, nobody supporting. At least I'm talking about these main sites that's, you know, these music sites, these places that's going to, you know, curate and make sure your music is out there. And they ain't posted none of that. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, hey, like I said, big ups to McConan, man. You got to always understand working a 9-to-5 is something that I still do. You know what I'm saying? And that you could build that up to be back up. He said that he didn't want to be in those industry politics, and I understand. As far as I know that they probably do some weird shit, because y'all have had homies that's done weird shit to you, family, friends, all that. And it's like, trust me, when you get into the industry, I could just understand the energy, especially for people that you might think that's your fan, and that's just stupid on your part. But these niggas don't care about you for real. They don't care about you, bruh.
Who had one very specific and disturbing incident on a plane involving the FBI
Oh,
that changed
no.
his career forever. On December
Oh,
15th,
no.
2015, just before the peak of the infamous SoundCloud rap era, Desiigner released Panda on SoundCloud, rapidly gaining millions of streams on the site. The immediate success of Panda led to an all-out bidding war to sign him, with 11 different record labels submitting offers to sign Desiigner. He ultimately ended up going with Kanye West's record label, Good Music, even though they weren't necessarily offering the most money.
I ain't kidding, I ain't have all the money. I just wanted to make the best out of the movement. And that's what got that diamond. Because I never seen it for the cash. You feel what I'm saying? I just wanted to be able to create a movement where I could be able to jump on stage and make people mosh pit, feel good, inspire others, tap in, help communities, and really do this shit how I wanted to do it.
That same month, Panda would be re-released under the imprint. Desiigner would also be featured on Kanye's album Life of Pablo once on Part 2, which included a sample of Panda, and again on Freestyle 4. With the newfound notoriety and a major cosign from Ye, Panda reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and would eventually become 5 times platinum. You absolutely could not escape this song. It was playing on the radio every hour for months straight. At first, many hip-hop fans, including myself, thought it was a song by the rapper Future. But once they got to know Desiigner through interviews and social media, his personality was infectious.
Man, when he first came out, niggas didn't know who he was, and that's like the mysteriousness that came with bro. But throughout the years, he done did another nut ass shit. Like they gonna get into it with his plane situation, having his meat out. He just recently got arrested too. Hey, it's messed up when you see these one hit wonders or these dudes from Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, these young stars. It's kind of like some of the stuff that happens in rap, you know what I'm saying, as far as like a one-hit wonder fall-off type person. But it's like, they envision their life a certain way, and it doesn't go like that. And sometimes they have certain people that try to tell them, teams, management, marketing, all that, telling them, hey, you should do it like this. And sometimes those niggas don't think. They just do what those niggas is talking about. And that probably is not the best thing. It's just some publicity, but they supposed to know the ones that's gonna hurt, and it's not. And there's it's good and bad publicity, but the bad publicity gotta be there's something that's bad, but it can't be too bad, bro. Because if it's bad, like beating your meat on a plane, bro, it's crazy. But they go talk about that.
Yeah. I'm doing great. I'm feeling good. I'll hold the mic for you if you want me to.
No, I can hold it. Hey, it's your night. I'll just sit here. How do you feel being here tonight?
Bro, I feel good, man. Counting my blessings, man. Here with my family, with my moms and my pops out tonight. About to see my man Kanye go there for minutes. I've been nominated for 2 awards. Y'all know what time it is. Hey, get it on.
His momentum trickled over into his debut mixtape, New English, which peaked at number 22 on the Billboard 200. From there, Desiigner was featured in the iconic 2016 XXL freshman class, where his freestyle went viral and would end up being released as his next major single called Timmy Turner. This is where everything started going wrong. Desiigner and 4 other people were arrested.
I hated that song. Timmy Turner. Any mud. Timmy Turner. I swear, when that was going up on the internet, I used to be like, y'all niggas just, I don't understand the dick ride. That shit was so ass. That was nowhere near his first single, and I think he had like one more. Nigga, Timmy Turner was assy, gas, doo-doo juice, ass water, like, boo-boo. Like, what? No, nobody. I personally was like, that shit is weak. Take it off. All y'all trying to unpromote. Doo-doo. I fuck with Desiigner. Oh, shit. But I'm not finna. If you ain't dropping consistent, good shit, not even, it gotta always be consistent, nigga. But if you a nigga that only drops singles, then your singles is the ones you're known from dropping hot fire singles, and you drop bullshit, I'm not gonna be able to retain it. Cause why? That's what you've been trying to build your shit off of. And if you drop an ass one, don't expect niggas to like it. Me personally, I feel like it was ass. I feel like the internet was hyping that weak shit up. Timid.
Arrested on September 8th, 2016, following a road rage incident in New York City that allegedly ended with the rapper pointing a gun at the occupants of another vehicle. The NYPD confirmed that officers searched the SUV and initially reported finding a large quantity of Oxycontin and various other prescription pills. Desiigner was taken into custody and faced serious charges, including criminal possession of a weapon and criminal possession of a controlled substance. But he would later be released, seemingly unfazed by it all.
As a director of finance,
I can understand that when these celebrities get into certain stuff,
with Acrobat,
that's what happens, bro. They able to get out, do certain things. I mean, do the things that they need to do because they have a certain amount of clout, certain amount of money, and you know, certain people they know want to help them out do stuff. Me personally, I couldn't even see what type of lawyer person want to represent a nigga that whipped his meat out on the plane. I am never that horny to beat my meat on the plane. I'm not. I just really am not. Like, what?
Replicating the success he had with Panda, and that is likely due to his new music sounding exactly like every other standard trap song made for the past 10 years, all while his vocal delivery sounded just like Future. By 2018, Designer's hype had already died down, which meant the release of his debut EP, LOD, went unnoticed, peaking at number 161 on the Billboard 200. From there, the rapper pretty much fell into obscurity and wouldn't make headlines until he parted ways with Good Music in 2019. He never even released a full studio album with the label, but he said the reason behind the fallout was that he was going through family struggles and wasn't able to talk to Kanye about it.
Because the reason why I left, is because, you know, I was going through like a little mental thing. I was coming up out of high school. My pops just went in a coma. While I was on tour, I was having a great time, but I just knew something at home was happening with my mom and my, you know what I mean, my pop's health and shit. Like, so it was just like, you know what I mean, I wanted Ye to talk to, and it was hard to speak on it, you know what I'm saying?
Since leaving Good Music,
If you only do one thing to kick off 2026, let it be this. Become a Fora advisor. When I moved to Italy,
Desiigner has dropped several singles and EPs independently, essentially going back to being an underground artist despite once being viewed as one of hip-hop's most promising breakout stars. But hip-hop fans would constantly troll him online, saying that he fell off.
Nobody else doing this shit for me, bro. Like, I signed to Kanye West, the biggest nigga. That nigga's scoring the world. Y'all niggas think he's the genius. Y'all niggas think all that nigga shit. Well, to me, nigga, that nigga's crazy, nigga. I've been doing shit by myself. To me, nigga, I brought Good Music back, nigga. And everybody know that, nigga. So what y'all talking about? I fell off, nigga. I only dropped 2 mixtapes, bro. Y'all people was mad ungrateful. Y'all ungrateful for the music I gave y'all.
When he found out about the killing of Migos rapper Takeoff, which happened.
Before we get into that, all I'm gonna say is that boy, no, bro, he was not trying. He wasn't dropping nothing good. Now he trying to blame them for not putting, you know, stuff out that he wanted or something like that. Now, don't get it. I feel like it was certain people that was handling certain business, and Ye was. But hey, look, bro, all that is unnecessary, bro. Real talk, bro. I'm not saying it's too unnecessary, but like, bro, Desiigner don't look like he got better. I don't even see what was the point of them signing this nigga. Who does he know? Who's his uncle or somebody he cousin or something in the industry? Because why do y'all think that his music was fire? I thought that nigga shit was so trash, bro. Like, the first freestyle he did, cool. After that, everything was doo-doo. Garbage. Ass. Ooh. Like, what? I don't know. Y'all comment below and let me know. Really, comment below. Let me know. Like, do y'all think Designer's ass? Do y'all like Desiigner music? I personally thought his shit's been cheeks, bro. Like, for real. And I feel like he had one good one. That was it. Literally. And that's why we talk about one-hit wonders. Because that's all he had. He was doo-doo.
Shortly after the murder of Designer's friend and rapper P&B Rock, he broke down on Instagram Live.
Why? Why do we do this? Why do we do this? Why do we do it? I swear to God, this shit ain't nothing. I'm done rap. I'm done rap. This version of me is done. It's done. It's done. That thing take off, bro.
It appeared that Designer's mental health was at an all-time low. But we found out how grim it really was on April 17th, 2023, when he exposed his private parts while traveling first class on a Delta airplane from Tokyo to Minneapolis.
What?
CBS reported that he was gooning in his seat as well.
Gooning.
He moved to the back of the plane and monitored by 2 traveling companions. Once the plane landed, Designer was interviewed by an FBI agent and later charged with indecent exposure, a federal misdemeanor offense since the incident took place on an international flight. Shortly after, he released a public statement apologizing for his behavior.
Bullshit.
Yeah, man, I messed up, man.
I messed up. I was horny as fuck on the plane. Just wanted really to get a nut off, and I just couldn't help myself. And I went in the bathroom and beat my shit, you know, because what better way to release when you're just like, you know. And he had some bullshit excuse, like he wasn't able to get one off with somebody, so he was
supposed to do that, man. Word.
He later pled guilty to the indecent exposure charge and was sentenced to probation and ordered to complete community service and mental health treatment, avoiding jail time once again.
Was it like you thought that it was funny, or was it more something where like you were just like tweaked out of your mind and you just didn't know what you were doing?
Yeah, didn't know what I was doing. I was fully tweaked out of my mind. This is when I was vegan. I didn't have enough sugars, and so it was like I was kind of like out of my body. It really wasn't like who my character was, and it's just like word, bro. I was on medication. I took medication and just went to sleep on the plane.
Now this was a pretty serious crime, something that could have easily got him sex offender status, but Designer has tried to dissuade anyone from thinking those were his intentions.
Thinking like, damn, I hope nobody thinks I'm a pervert or anything. Like, that's not what I'm all about, you feel me? I'm all about just like love and just like keeping things going and stuff.
He was open about the fact that he went to a mental health facility and has been on medication since then. Fans wrote, he aged 20 years after the incident. Dude's on all the psych meds. And just last week, Designer was arrested again on charges of third-degree domestic assault. In his mugshot, he looks completely unrecognizable to the
this 2026
smiling superstar we once knew. It's evident that the pressure of being a mainstream artist was just too much for Designer to handle, as this industry often chews up and spits out those who rapidly ascend to fame. Lucky for him, he is still able to survive off the money he made from his hit song. The same thing cannot be said for Kevin McCall, who had a hit song alongside Chris Brown, never made any money from it, and recently broke down in tears revealing he was...
That's that back on feet. Back on feet. Hey, back on field. Nah, but I love these niggas, man. Shout out T-Rail. Shout out Smack. Hopefully y'all can see this, man, and just, you know, shout me out. Put me on the page. But, man, Kevin McCall went crazy on this podcast. When I seen this and he pulled the EBT card out, nigga, oh, my fucking gosh. That is content right there. Because, nigga... No, he didn't go in there blaming Chris Brown for everything, crying, and then getting mad at Smack and just spitting and shit. The nigga was crying, spitting, and then his cousin back there with the Versace collection on was coming through saying bullshit. He had no valid point. Everything he said was non-valid, non-void. What? Y'all niggas, y'all gotta take, no. He don't got the right people around him, and he probably won't ever. And not like that, but it's just like, damn.
On government assistance. While Kevin K-Mac McCall is mostly known for his appearance on Chris Brown's hit single Deuces, he has had a long career behind the scenes as a songwriter. In the 2000s, he signed with Chris Brown Entertainment under Interscope Records before working on half of Brown's 2016 mixtape In My Zone. K-Mac played a significant part in helping Brown find his sound after the critical and commercial failure of Graffiti, which was Chris Brown's comeback album following the domestic violence case with Rihanna. McCall also earned credits as a songwriter on nearly every track in Brown's In My Zone 2. Working under CB opened up doors for him to work with Kanye West, Justin Bieber, Gucci Mane, Drake, and others. However, Kevin's most memorable work came on Brown's fourth studio album, Fame. He worked on hits like She Ain't You, Wet the Bed, and Yeah Times 3, the latter of which peaked at number 15 on the Billboard Hot 100. At a time when people questioned whether or not Chris Brown's
Want to break into cybersecurity?
So those some fire ones that he had. You know what I'm saying? Like those are some good ones right there. Personally, I mean, I understand he probably not getting chilly off that like that. Who knows what type of little shit he was doing for Chris, right? As far as like what he could get off of it and all that stuff. But like, hey, Chris, which I'm pretty sure they gonna say he was on his head at the max. The max. Like, nigga, hey, I'm just over here in these cars, nigga. The only where I was gonna get is to you, but you broke ass. I'm like, oh, I love Chris Brown. Big blood Chris Brown. Blooded thin.
The album's success helped him dominate radio stations worldwide, and K-Mac is largely responsible for that success. Fame debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and received 3 Grammy Award nominations, winning Best R&B Album. But originally, Kevin said that the song Deuces was not supposed to be on the album.
It was my song. It was a separate package from the whole thing. It's like, here's your 10 songs. Oh, and guess what? Listen to this.
You fucked up right there.
Listening to it the whole week. And he's like, nah, I need that song.
Okay.
No, I need to come out. I'm an artist. I'm not a producer. I'm not a writer. I'm not a writer or a producer. I'm just me. And I give away a lot of my stuff. So that's how I became writer.
K-Mac ultimately decided to give the song to Chris after they agreed that Kevin would be listed as a featured artist. Deuces would end up being the album's top performing single, reaching number 14 on the Billboard Hot 100 and putting Kevin McCall in the spotlight. He claims he never got paid for the song, but kept working with Chris Brown because ultimately it was good for his career. He was featured on a song called No BS and Strip, which peaked at number 37 and was certified platinum. After that, he and Chris went their separate ways.
And it's probably because of the shit he just recently said. But no cap, yo, that boy Chris, he was helping him out. And it's like, look, certain stuff you can't be bad mouthing this, bad mouthing that. You saying this, you saying that. Hey, it's gonna be ugly at the end of the day for you, buddy, because this is Chris Brown. If you would have continued, which he went on that Back on Fig podcast and did all that extra out that shit, talking, being extra, making himself look bad, talking shit about people that was there for him, and now he want to talk shit thinking he can get a viral clip and get some money out of it. And that wasn't the case, bro. You know, he wasn't even popping like that. You know what I'm saying? And also, you could have said the crazy shit, but you look crazy yourself. Ain't nobody about to believe your crazy ass. Nigga, you look crazy, you're acting crazy. Why the fuck would we believe that?
Ending a nearly decade-long partnership. Their apparent feud spilled into the public eye in March 2016 when McCall wrote on Twitter, "We need to sit down and handle this business. I tried the adult business route. I feel my kindness is being taken for weakness." On multiple occasions in his Vlad TV interview, McCall hinted that he was not afraid to get physical.
I'm a very real person. A lot of people can't take that. A lot of people around him was fake-ass niggas. I didn't want to them up, so I just wouldn't be around. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know who I'm talking to. And so he decided to call me on the phone and tell me how much of a bad look, but he didn't tell me in a professional way. So I had to, check him and let him know, don't ever talk to me like that again, or we'll have a conversation when you see me in person.
Brown responded on social media, accusing McCall of being ungrateful before threatening to beat him up. "You won't be able to walk, let alone sing again." Chris continued to post videos online where he repeatedly mocked Kevin.
"Thank you, K-Mac. I bought this.
This the video. This the video I was talking about. That boy Chris talking shit.
This with your money? I bought this with your money? I was thinking about giving you this, but I bought this with your money too. I bought that with your money? That's the only one on the West Coast. Oh, I bought that one with your money too."
In response, K-Mac dropped a diss track titled Beirucci and his ex-girlfriend Karrueche Tran. Then, in 2018, media outlets reported that Kevin was shot and rumors circulated that someone in Brown's circle was responsible. However, McCall clarified, "Chris Brown and his seed would be in a casket if he had anything to do with me being shot." Their feud would eventually cool off, but Kevin McCall never found remotely any success as an individual artist, mostly because he had only released a handful of singles in the last decade.
And that's the problem. He ain't understand the verity of his situation about, even if Chris did go through where he slapped Rihanna, he's a fucking megastar, okay? He's on a Michael Jackson level, but not Michael Jackson level, because Michael Jackson level was it's not a lot of people that even touch that. The only person I could think that maybe be close to that is Bad Bunny, and it's simply because he got his people rocking with him for sure. And I'm talking about accolades and people actually giving a fuck about that nigga a lot. Like his accolades and what he do, fire. But it's like you go do this, you ain't got nothing but a couple singles out, bro. You gon' CB is a real nigga. Even though certain people might fuck with that nigga in the industry, overall, that is a talented, golded pop star. You can't separate nothing and talk nothing about that man and think that you're not gonna get repercussions because he knows more people than you know and you fucked up.
He almost entirely faded into obscurity until October 2025
hey.
on the Back on Fig podcast, where he explained that not getting paid from Chris Brown left him flat
Please
broke.
pull the EBT card out. Oh my gosh. No, not this ad being in 15 seconds. Look, all I'm gonna tell y'all is that I'm sorry. Okay? Come on. Damn.
You're serious about landing?
Oh my gosh. Right 2 ads. They're doing this so dirty, bro. Hey, look. I'm gonna cut this out. Because hell no. What the hell?
Try something better.
I can't even fight the Chris Brown. I got all type. I didn't get paid for Look at Me Now. I wrote on that. I wrote
Look at Me
verse,
Now.
Then Busta Rhymes cut the verse off, but I still did this part. What was we talking about? I need that bread.
From there, he broke down in tears about his financial struggles, even holding up his government assistance card on.
Hey.
I got an EBT card.
Bro, so fucking viral, nigga. Like, when I tell you virality, like, to the max. Like, bro, how the hell you hold up your EBT card? Like, that, I'm saying he could have got some chili, but after that, it's like, I kind of damn near even want to get you no chili, bro. Like, hey, you got the EBT? I ain't got no EBT card, nigga. You doing a little bit of living. Shit, it might not be in what you did before, but you can't expect me to make it better when you spent your chili. I remember they said he seen like 100, 200, 300 or something in his account. How you lose that much, brother? Your ass should have went and got a financial advisor. If anybody up there they tell you that, or if you special enough to not know that, yeah, you need to get yourself together, sir. A sizzle.
This nigga is at Breezy Bowl and made 90 whatever the million, and it say KKKKK Mac. Can I get
T-Rail was telling that nigga in the back to shut up.
Bro, I just want to leave, bro.
Leading up to who he is.
I'm not even tripping though. I got an EBT card, my nigga. Like what the bro? I can't even get nothing.
Oh, here we go.
Y'all niggas want to see a nigga crying weird, so y'all can think I'm a bro. That ain't fair, nigga. Hey, I'm on EBT, bro. Hey. That's why. Bro. Hey, look, bro. I'm down, bro. I'm on EBT, Smack. Look. Say my name, bro. That shit get hide my face with a ball.
Chris Brown had zero empathy for him, posting to Instagram, "You can't walk across a burnt bridge." You know what's funnier than a troll? A broke one. But at least Kevin McCall is still here and has a platform to tell his story, because others are not as fortunate, like Cali Swag District, who made one of the most iconic dance hits of the 2010s, but didn't have a fair shot at a career because 2 of their members suddenly died. Hip-hop has had countless popular dance trends throughout the years, from the Running Man and the Cabbage Patch in the 80s, to the Tootsie Roll and the Harlem Shake in the 90s, to Dem Franchise Boys' Lean With It, Rock With It, and Soulja Boy's Crank That in the 2000s. The 2010s kicked off strong when Cali Swag District, fresh off signing with Capitol Records, released their debut single, Teach Me How to Dougie. Despite only peaking at number 28 on the Billboard Hot 100, nobody would argue against this song being a hit, as it is still being played at school dances, parties, and weddings.
Y'all don't know. This is for us LA people. Yeah, y'all niggas in the other spots and shit like that. Y'all probably conducted some of that, but that's for the LA culture right there. You know what I'm saying? Cali Swag District. Sorry about that. Those niggas had it popping in the jerking days, nigga. That YG came from the motherfucking jerking days. You heard him saying? Like, the jerking days was one of those ones. I was a little nigga, you know what I'm saying? When you a little middle school nigga and you trying to go through, find different shit that you fuck with. But this also something that popped. So it's like, oh, this pop, like, this is really popping. This shit is hard, too, at the same time. Like, and I could dance. No cap. Back in the day, I was pin dropping 2, 3. If I did a pin drop now, y'all gonna see a kneecap on the floor.
Weddings till this day. While the group didn't invent the Dougie because it originated in Dallas, Texas in the early 2000s, they're credited with popularizing it worldwide. And when the song blew up, everybody was hitting the Dougie, including A-list celebrities and athletes. The group attempted to build on their buzz with 2 more singles, Where You Are and Kickback, though they didn't perform as well. However, nothing would be the same after the night of May 15th, 2011, when Monte M-Bone Talbert was sitting in the passenger seat of a parked car outside of a liquor store in Inglewood. According to investigators, a gunman in a separate vehicle pulled up and opened fire before speeding away.
So when I go up to the window, I'm talking to him. I'm like, boom. He didn't say nothing. His head is laying on the back of the seat, like, and bro not moving. I said his name again. I'm like, boom, move, get up. And then I seen blood come out, bro, ear. That's when I lost it.
M-Bone was pronounced dead at the hospital.
Damn.
The group's manager, Greg Miller, said, "What makes this especially sad is that none of the guys have ever been involved in any type of gang activity. Weeks after his death, authorities were still struggling to identify a suspect or determine a motive. Still, the Inglewood Police Department didn't consider the shooting a gang hit. Some locals suspected the killer might have just been jealous of Talbert's success. The sentiment was shared at his funeral. I think he wanted to be known as the person who took M-Bone out. What was particularly sad was that M-Bone was the most prolific dancer of the group. He outshined everyone. So without him, the group lost a major piece of their identity. To make things worse, their business was struggling as well. Cali Swag District was signed to Capitol Records. However, their parent company, EMI, ceased to exist as an independent major label after being broken apart and sold. The company had been struggling financially for years and was taken over by Citigroup in 2011 due to debt. Citigroup then sold EMI in pieces. Its recorded music division was acquired by Universal Music Group. When Universal took over, they went through the roster and prioritized the artists bringing in the most money, meaning a lot of smaller acts ended up getting dropped.
And I just learned about that whole deals and stuff like that. But that is for sure a no cap. Hey, them niggas Cali Swag District, I can't even say it right. Second time I done messed up, but they was popping, bro. A lot of people in the Drake area wasn't able to get no real, like, other than YG. No cap. Ty Dolla $igns too, but like he wasn't making jerking music all the way. But niggas did jerk to some of his songs because this shit was hard, bro. So yeah, man, that shit sucks.
Getting shelved or just not promoted the same way anymore. The group's debut album was continually delayed as a result of the merger. Cali Swag District eventually requested to be released from their contract with Capitol. Soon after, they found a home with Sphinx Music Entertainment / 319 Music Group before releasing The Kickback on July 12, 2011. But the tragedy of M-Bone's death and constant delays meant the album ended up flying under the radar. Plus, when your hit song is a dance record, it can become a trap. The song spreads because it's simple, catchy, and tied to a specific moment, but that same formula makes it hard to repeat. Fans don't connect with the artists, they connect with the dance. And the problem is that once the dance is no longer trendy, the artists lose all their attention. And before the group could redefine themselves or regain their momentum, another member, Karan J.R. Childs, died on June 6, 2014 at just 25 years old. J.R. had been living with sickle cell anemia, a genetic blood disorder that affects the shape of red blood cells, which carry oxygen to all parts of the body. In early June of 2014, he was admitted to the hospital after becoming ill. From there, he went into cardiac arrest and passed away. The two surviving members decided that they can't exactly pursue Cali Swag District as a duo. While Smooth the General appears to have stepped away from the spotlight, OFB Young has stayed active as a solo artist, continuing.
Damn, I didn't even know that. That's what's up. I'm gonna have to tap in
to release singles to this day.
I never got over it. You know what I'm saying? I just know that I got to keep their name alive. If I don't do it, of course, the song gonna live forever, but you know, who gonna tell the story?
And sadly, this isn't exclusive to musicians.
Respect.
Viral fame destroys people in every corner of the entertainment industry. So if you want to see how even bigger internet stars completely collapsed after their 15 minutes of fame, check out this video.
Y'all already know, man. That was a good video right there, man. I can't lie to you. Hey, look. I ain't gonna lie. I need another drink. But for sure, that was a good one. Hold on. Let's hear that. Hey. Okay. Guess what? It's your boy, Codus the Q. Hey, we here, the Too Talkative podcast. And look, this episode something. Hey, but we here. I please need y'all to support, like, comment, and most importantly, please subscribe because we need that to make sure we further this. So if y'all checking and looking, please subscribe. I love y'all. We out. Peace.